Everyone, today we are going to discuss dehydration of alcohols. Now dehydration reaction is the loss of water molecule from alcohol and that lead to the formation of alkene. And in order to bring about dehydration, we need to use certain dehydrating agents. Now there are number of dehydrating agents, but first of all we need to take care of the reactivity order of alcohols. As far as dehydration reaction is concerned, the order of reactivity of alcohol is 3 degree, 2 degree, 1 degree. That means tertiary alcohols undergo dehydration readily, then secondary and primary alcohols. Now, the typical dehydrating agents which can be used in order to bring about dehydration are the concentrated H2SO4, which is one of the finest dehydrating agents to be used. Then rather than using concentrated H2SO4, one can use heated alumina, phosphorus pentoxide, P2O5, H3PO4. These are number of several dehydrating agents which can bring about the dehydration of alcohols to form alkenes. Now, take a look at the dehydration of primary alcohols. Earlier, we have discussed that primary alcohols undergo dehydration quite hardly. Tertiary alcohols are reactive, then secondary and primary. Thus, we need to apply certain drastic conditions. Now, consider ethyl alcohol, which happens to be one of the finest examples of primary alcohol. Now, in order to bring about dehydration of this primary alcohol, we need to take 95% concentrated H2SO4 and we need to heat at about 453 Kelvin. Now, under these conditions, what happens? OH group from this carbon and hydrogen from this carbon get eliminated, and that lead to the formation of ethylene with the departure of water. Now, this is also one of the finest examples of beta elimination. Now, as far as secondary alcohols are concerned, now we know very well secondary alcohols undergo dehydration easily as compared to the primary alcohols. Now consider isopropyl alcohol. This is one of the examples of secondary alcohol. In order to bring about the dehydration of secondary alcohol, we need to use just 60% of concentrated H2SO4. Now 60% concentrate in presence of 60% concentrated H2SO4, when we heat up to 373 Kelvin, then ultimately this isopropyl alcohol undergo dehydration and this lead to the formation of alkene, what we call propylene, which can be given as with the departure of water. Now as far as isopropyl alcohol is concerned, no isomeric products are expected, but if at all seg-butyl alcohol is taken into consideration, seg-butyl alcohol can be given as this is also a secondary alcohol, and when this alcohol is heated in presence of 60% concentrated H2SO4 at about 373 Kelvin temperature, then two different products are expected. Why? Because this is beta carbon and this is beta carbon as well. Now if hydrogen goes from this carbon, then double bond comes right here and lead to the formation of 1-butene. And if hydrogen get departed from this carbon, then double bond comes right here, which lead to the formation of 2-butene. Under these circumstances, dehydration takes place according to Sedgwick's rule. So Sedgwick's rule states that during the course of any elimination, right here we may say dehydration, all possible products are formed, but the highly conjugated product has major yield. It means that on dehydration, this seg-butyl alcohol gives mixture of 1-butene, which can be given as, and 2-butene, which can be represented as with the departure of water. But among these two, highly conjugated 2-butene has major yield, it is up to 80%, and this 1-butene form in the lesser yield, and I mean lesser yield of 1 butene is expected as per the Saint-Jacques rule. Now, as far as 3-degree alcohols are concerned, now tertiary alcohols are reactive alcohols. As far as this reaction is concerned, thus undergo dehydration quite easily. Consider this, I mean 3-butyl alcohol. This is one of the finest examples of tertiary alcohol. When this 3-butyl alcohol is heated in presence of just 20% concentrated H2SO4 at about 363 Kelvin, then it undergoes dehydration, leading to the formation of alkene, what we called isobutylene, with the departure of water. So these are several examples of dehydration of primary, secondary and tertiary alcohol. Now, as far as mechanism of this reaction, I mean dehydration, is concerned, it is very crucial and simple as well. Now we do explain this reaction right here. Now there involve distinct steps, out of which step number 1 include the protonation of alcohol. Now what happens right here? Ethyl alcohol, remember we are explaining this reaction right now. It is ultimately get protonated, and remember this step is faster one. Thus H plus attacks on electron rich oxygen. We know very well oxygen bear 2 lone pair of electrons, and this lead to the formation of protonated alcohol, which can be given as. Now in step number 2, that is in second step, what happens? Carbonium ion is formed. So formation of carbonium ion is the second step. Now what happens right here? This is the protonated alcohol. Now this oxygen along with this pair of electron get eliminated in the form of water. Remember this step is slower one, and lead to the formation of carbonium ion. Thus we receive the carbonium ion with the departure of water. Now third step of the reaction is deprotonation step. So deprotonation takes place. This carbonium ion so obtained, that is in second step, it undergo deprotonation. So this, from this side, proton get eliminated and leading to the formation of an alkene. Thus dehydration of alcohols can be explained. Thank you very much.